All right, guys. Sorry about that. Uh, my I had to restart this live again. But yes, straight to the point. For you guys that joined me earlier, it is obvious that in our economy today, it's mostly dominated by foreigners, Lebanese, Indians, Syrians. These are the people that are dominating our economy. They are the ones that are controlling the basic services that we have to offer to our citizens. So where is the sovereignty? And that is why I put this presentation together. We're going to ask questions as citizens of Sierra Leone and to see how we can resolve this issue. Because, again, I have no problems with people coming in, blending, and mixing up into our societies and everything. However, sovereignty, it means the citizens of that nation should be given priority first over every other foreign national. I don't care how long you've had your generations in Sierra Leone. One thing I know, no Sierra Leonean born in Syria, even if it was 100 years ago, would have control over, their driver's license issuance or have control over their national ID card, the business doing that, would have control over the iron rods production. Go anywhere in any of these Arab countries where you have these descendants of Lebanese, Syrians, Indians, all of those people. There is no black African person that would move to these countries. I don't care if you've been there, you're the fourth generation, you were there in the early 1900s. No matter what happens, you will not, as a foreign, especially a black person, be in positions of authority like those to control the national economy of those countries, to where you are controlling the ID card issuance or driver's license. Imagine a Sierra Leonean in Lebanon in charge of producing ID cards for the Lebanese people in Lebanon. Picture that. So if they cannot do the same thing, if it cannot be reciprocated, there is no way we should allow that to happen. And that is all I'm saying, right? We want to allow. We see what is actually happening in America. President Donald Trump said, "America first." So American nationals first. We see what is happening. I don't blame nobody for doing what they do when they have their own countries. Everyone should have a right to what they want in their own country, and it should be applicable to Sierra Leone as well. And that is the principle. And that is why I put together this presentation. We take back our country because it's time for us to take our country back. It is absolutely time for us to take our country back. We should be thinking about taking Sierra Leone back from the hands of the crooked and corrupt people that are in charge. Because for Lebanese to be in charge of our national ID cards, our vehicle registration, the cement production in that country, iron rod production, rice shipment, government purchases for contacts, all of those, for us to have Lebanese, foreigners, Syrians, Indians, basically taking control and in charge of all of those, we should ask ourselves a fundamental question. And this is the things we should be paying attention to. Unfortunately, in Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leoneans don't pay attention. Our brothers and sisters are busy, just having a good time, having festivals, music festivals, launching TAF. I saw Marabio launching TAF, which is not even an affordable housing for the people, the Sierra Leoneans that are living in Krube, in slums, in Sopit, all of these people that need proper housing. They cannot afford those houses at TAF Salon that Julius Marabio, inaugurated sorry, not inaugurated, but went and graced the occasion to launch the TAF Salon business. The houses that are built over there, these are $1,000 homes, which only themselves can afford. The average Sierra Leonean, cannot afford to buy a house like that. They are living in slums. These are the people we should be thinking about moving out of those slums and giving opportunities to live a decent life. But Marabio is launching TAF Salon because these guys, again, lack of priority. They don't care about what the people need. But that is not my life for now. My life for now is to talk about this so you guys can see how foreign nationals are actually in charge of our economy in Sierra Leone. National ID card, it is Lebanese. The production of ID card, vehicle registration, it is by Lebanese, nationals. Cement production, importation and manufacturing, it's foreign nationals, Lebanese, foreign Lebanese people. Iron rods, importation and distribution, foreign, Guineans, Lebanese, all of these people have a play in that. Rice shipments, importation and trade of rice, it is Lebanese dominated. Government purchases, major contract awards, it's foreign nationals, mostly to Lebanese, Syrians, Pakistanis, all of these people. So we have our work cut out for us, and I want to make this presentation. And by the way, I want to give credit where credit is due in the first place, because I saw this and I had this idea to do this live when in one of our brothers, brother Reggie Cole, in his one of his WhatsApp groups, was where they shared this, and I saw it. So I said, "Oh, I have to do a live on this." So let me show you guys what I'm talking about, because this is it right. You see, this was a post that the person gave, and I shared on my channel. It said passport Lebanese, ID card Lebanese, vehicle license Lebanese, cement Lebanese, iron rod Lebanese, rice Lebanese, purchase for government Lebanese. So I kind of fine tuned it with my presentation that you guys, are gonna see here shortly. But this was where I had the idea. So whoever this person was that sent it to Brother Reggie Cole, thank you for bringing. This is what Sierra Leoneans should do: speak up about these things, because sometimes we have so many things going for us. Like myself, I have a lot of stuff that I have to deal with: my work, family, all that stuff, right? So things like these I would miss. But thank you to this brother or sister who shared with Brother Reggie Cole this whole thing. And I saw it. I said, okay, let me do a formal presentation on this, so that at least people can see it better and have a proper understanding, and use my platform to share, so that we can start thinking, how do we? I want you guys to see this. You're gonna walk with me, okay? Everybody, you're gonna walk with me. I want to do this presentation, and I'll take it slide for slide, so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and we'll talk about this. But like I said again in the beginning, it's time for us to take our country back. I think that's very important, and that is where we go, because you see, there is this foreign grip, the control of Sierra Leone's economy. Basically, that's what you see here. So what I'm doing is an examination of Lebanese and foreign dominance in key national sectors. So again, mostly, of course, we know we have amongst the foreigners in Sierra Leone, the Lebanese form a bulk percentage of that population, more than the Syrians and more than the Bangladeshis and more than these others. But for years, even me myself growing up, again, we've seen how Lebanese have always controlled our economy, have always controlled our system, so much to the point that we see how they are abusing our sisters. They would never really marry them, but except for the past generation did, because I do know a few, brothers and sisters that are born of Lebanese fathers, but of course lately everybody's kind of keeping to themselves, and which I have no problem with. I want to be able to keep to myself too, preserve my lineage. I want that. I want to preserve my heritage. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. I give a cahoots about all that nonsense, right? But the fact is, we cannot allow foreign-born people. I don't care if you were born in Sierra Leone, you're Lebanese, you were born in Sierra Leone, fourth generation, 1900. Like I said again, there is no black person, no Sierra Leonean that can go to Lebanon right now and control the ID card distribution process in Lebanon. There is no Sierra Leonean born of a woman that is going to go to Lebanon right now and be in charge of the vehicles license registration business in that country, or the importation of rice for Lebanon. There is no Sierra Leonean that's going to have that. No way. So the same principles apply. It should be reciprocated. If you want to be treated such a way, that should be done in your countries as well. But you cannot go to Syria, Pakistan, like Lebanon, and any of these countries as a black person and go there and take over their systems like they've done in our own country. That is the point I'm trying to make to you guys. Again, sorry for the slow latency. I hate that, but I've restarted my computer already once, but I see it keeps doing that. I really don't know why at this point, but bear with me. So this is the first page of my first slide, and like I said, when it comes to a Lebanese population in Sierra Leone, right? Um, they come a long way, and I want to create that picture because I don't want anybody to think this is me targeting anyone right now. So I hate when my internet is slow like this. I don't know why, man. And I'm paying for good internet. I don't know why. And I looked it up. There's no outage in my area, so I don't know what is going on. Anyways, um, this is what we're dealing with. This is Lebanese, community historical role in Sierra Leone, right? Sure. To speak up about this. Sovereignty should be in the hands of Sierra Leoneans and not foreign nationals. That is my belief, and I believe every Sierra Leonean thinks that way. But unfortunately, our leaders don't believe in that. And that is where the fundamental problem comes in. All right. So again, a legacy of commerce. The Lebanese community's historical role, right? We see them, long-standing presence in Sierra Leone dating back to the early 1900s when they had their issues and trouble. Of course, they came to our country very poor, poor, and poor, right? But they've built over the years. Again, nothing wrong with that. That's fine, but they should not be controlling our economies. Again, historically influential in retail, trade, and import-export business sectors. Why are they influential? Because we let them be. After all, Sierra Leoneans can be influential as well to take care of their systems. Business activities have expanded into major national industries and public services. That is what we've seen over the years in Sierra Leone. Again, this is Sierra Leone. This is what has happened with Lebanese counterparts. So they have a legacy of commerce. Since they came to Sierra Leone in the 1900s, they've always been involved in business. It's fine. We don't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, since I was born, up until today, they are still controlling major sectors of our economy, and it should not happen. We should not allow foreign nationals, we don't care, should not be controlling these critical aspects of our economies. Yes, we should do business with them, but they should not be in charge and in control like what is actually happening in Sierra Leone right now. And if I take you to the next slide, you'll see that the control of the national identity card. This is the first one. And you can see how, if I enlarge this on the screen for you guys, you can see the fact that the message that I'm trying to give to you guys here is that look at this, right? Control of national identity. The production of national biometric ID card is I say reportedly managed through contracts awarded to foreign Lebanese linked business interests. I only put there reportedly because I know it's a fact, right? We all know it's the truth. I'm not mentioning the business names, I'm not mentioning the individuals, but I'm just trying to create a picture for Sierra Leoneans to see the effect, the extent to which the Lebanese and foreign nationals are actually controlling the economy of Sierra Leone. That is what I want to show you guys. So, these places, a critical aspect of national security and citizen data in foreign hands. The fact that the Lebanese are actually controlling a national, ID card, issuance to issue ID card to Sierra Leoneans controlled by Lebanese. This places a critical aspect of national security and citizens' data in foreign hands. That is the point I want to make to Sierra Leonean. We are exposed. We are exposed. We have no sovereignty. They have all of our data, all of our information. Again, go back to Lebanon, go back to Syria, go back to Pakistan, go back to Bangladesh. None of these countries you would find foreign nationals would have this much access to critical data of their citizens like that. And again, similar foreign linked contracts have been reported for the printing of Sierra Leonean passports. And of course, you guys know about the Sierra Leone passport. I saw the video. I'm playing the devil's advocate here, right? But we all know, I saw it on Lamranda's channel when the current chief of immigration said that the passport is it's contracted out to Lebanese. That all the $100 that you pay to get a passport goes to Lebanese. Nothing goes to them. They only get money from the registration, fees and stuff like that. But the $100 that you pay for printing your passport goes to Lebanese. It's contracted out to them. So I know that. But I'm playing the devil's advocate here for once. This should change. That's why I say again, we should be thinking about taking over our country. We cannot let this happen. Foreign nationals cannot be controlling these vital aspects of our information. Our passport should be controlled by Sierra Leoneans. It doesn't take much for us to travel and get, buy the equipment that is needed and all the technology that is needed. And Sierra Leonean nationals born. If we have to get to the point where we do top secret clearances and stuff like that, because this is how much we should value our information. But the average Sierra Leonean, you guys are busy attending festivals. When they have these music festivals, don't go there. Let them do it to themselves. So control of national identity is in the hands of foreign nationals, including Lebanese, including our passport as well. Right? That's what I want to share with you guys so you guys can see exactly what it is. Sorry about that. Let me get to my slides here, guys. I'd rather do it that way. All right. But I already showed you guys about the national ID card. And then controlling, we're talking about roads, right? Let's look at the roads. We now know that even vehicle registration, so vehicle license and registration process, including the printing of license plate, are reportedly controlled by Lebanese linked companies. So even vehicle registration and the printing of license plate controlled by Lebanese. Reports also indicate that a foreign entity has taken over key operations at the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. All of these foreigners in our sovereignty. Our space is being violated by foreigners. Again, I don't care if you've been in Sierra Leone since the 1900s. If you're not a Sierra Leonean indigene, we know ourselves, the indigenes of that country. There is no way foreigners should be controlling critical areas like these. And if you look at this control extends to the collection and management of significant national revenue streams, because these guys are in charge. They're controlling significant revenue streams. And this is how, again, I know I don't want to go into privatization, nationalization, and all of that, because either ways, we all know. I don't want to get into that conversation. I don't want to make this about privatization and nationalization, but we all know this is privatization at its worst, right? This is what we're seeing here. Because we can nationalize these industries, these sectors, and still get the same worst outcome because we're not disciplined. But foreign politicians are doing this because it benefits them. They rather take bribes from Lebanese, because when they privatize these sectors in our economy, of course, now the Lebanese can bribe them. The foreigners are bribing them. They don't have to deal with Sierra Leoneans bribing them. So this is an easy way to steal from us by giving it to foreigners so they are not held accountable. That is what is actually happening. And that is what I want to share with you guys this, so we can all, as a people of Sierra Leoneans, see these and say, what are we going to do? How can they be controlling our roads? If you want to print get a driver's, your driver's license, it's printed by foreigners, Lebanese. You want to register your vehicle, Lebanese, foreigners. License plate, foreigners. They're making good money. SLRSA, controlled by foreigners. Come on, man. So this is what we're talking about, right? Let me get to the next slide here. We're looking at cement production. Building blocks of the nation, right? So the cement industry in Sierra Leone, same thing here. The cement industry, a vital component of infrastructural development, is largely controlled by foreign manufacturers and importers. Why don't we control our own cement production? The Lebanese community is rooted for its dominance in importation and distribution of building materials, including cement. Since I was a small boy growing up in Sierra Leone, who owns the cement shops? Who owns the construction stores? Building material. Who owns all of that? Foreigners, Lebanese, Syrians. This has always been the case. It's time for us to take over our country back. It's time for us as Sierra Leoneans to be in charge of these critical sectors within our economy. Lebanese people should not be controlling, or foreigners or Syrians should not be controlling these critical sectors within our economy. It is taking wealth away from our people, from our citizens. That is why our people are living like I don't want to use some words, but I know how bad it is for a lot of our brothers and sisters, the rates at which they are suffering in their own country where they were born, with all the mineral resources that we have. So this hits home hard for me. This is very painful for me. I don't take this lightly at all. All of our wealth has been stolen and flown out of the country. Privatization again. And the answer of these Lebanese, what do? They send all the money to Lebanon, to their various countries, Syria, Bangladesh. So all the wealth that should stay in Sierra Leone for Sierra Leoneans to be wealthy people is flown out. Since I was born, growing up in Sierra Leone, Lebanese, foreigners, Syrians were the ones in charge of building materials. It should change. The time is now. This is 2025. This is why we need massive revolutions across Africa, because these are critical sectors that we should be controlling by ourselves as nationals. Go to Dubai. Even though they've amended the laws to where in the past you used to, as a foreigner, your business, no matter what, you be under the control of a national. They've changed the laws a little bit to, because of course people have been frowning on that. But still, go to Dubai. National key sectors are controlled by the nationals of Dubai. There's no way the vehicle registration department in Dubai is controlled by a Sierra Leonean or a black person or somewhere. It is controlled by the Dubai folks, the nationals, the indigenes of Dubai, the airports, the main critical, the banking sectors, all of these controlled by nationals of these countries. Why should we allow foreigners to be controlling building materials, supplies, cement, all of this stuff? Government intervention is often required to stabilize prices, highlighting the influence of these foreign control entities because they control the price. They are the foreigners in our country controlling everything. And of course, this is Julius Marabio, who talks about sovereignty. Sovereignty only applies when it benefits them in a way, right? When they want to use it and skew the word sovereignty. Oh, don't get involved in our politics. That's the only time they talk about sovereignty. Nobody's going to control how we do. Oh, we can conduct elections the way we want to conduct elections. That is the only time sovereignty applies to these guys. That's the only thing about sovereignty. But when it comes to controlling these key infrastructural, sectors within our economies and our country, no, sovereignty goes out the window. They rather give it to foreigners, and that is what we see. So that's why I want to present this to you guys so we can all see this and talk about it together. And of course, our next slide here is the steel and structure, the iron rod market, right? This is what is actually happening too. As you can see here, I'm trying to get this on the screen for you so it fits a little bit so you can read it. The steel and structure, the iron rod market. And iron rod is very critical, the iron rod situation. Historically, the market for iron rod, steel, rebar, was dominated by foreign imports, with Lebanon being a source country. We have our own iron ore and all of that. But even when we have it, what we see in Sierra Leone currently, there is a manufacturing company in Sierra Leone that is actually manned by foreigners and not Sierra Leone nationals. So while a new factory, the new factory which is built, Hodhav Multi Industries, a Guinean company, has recently opened, the overall market remains heavily influenced by foreign-owned imports and distribution networks. So again, that goes back to the point we're making. The new factory that was built in Sierra Leone, Hodhav Multi Industries. It's a Guinean company. Why can't it be owned by Sierra Leonean? So we can keep the wealth in Sierra Leone. The control over this essential material impacts construction costs and national development priorities, of course, because it's controlled by foreign nationals. Iron rod has been predominantly, sourced from Lebanon. Foreigners. Where is our sovereignty as Sierra Leoneans? This is why I say we have to take our country back. Sierra Leoneans should be thinking about taking our countries back. Thank God for the people like Ibrahim Traore, because these guys are revolutionaries. This is what they're thinking about. It's about giving back their people, their wealth, their sovereignty, control everything. Us as the indigenes in these countries should control all of that. Let's go to our next slide here. A staple food, rice. Who controls that? We all know who controls it, right? Let me show you guys this. I try to make this as simple as possible. Staple food security. Rice is the primary staple food in Sierra Leone, making its supply chain critical to national stability. The shipment and importation of rice are reportedly controlled by Lebanese business interests. We know. I say reportedly again, but we know it's a fact. The Lebanese are controlling the importation of rice in Sierra Leone. Again, sovereignty. We've given our sovereignty, privatized these sectors to these foreigners. No, I say no. And I know every well-meaning Sierra Leonean should think like this. These guys that are in power, when they were in opposition, they thought the same thing. But now that they're in power, they let the status quo go on, because that is how they get their bribery. They rather receive bribes from foreigners than, dealing with Sierra Leoneans, which nobody should be giving bribes. Because as long as everybody pays their taxes fair, everybody gets a fair wage, everybody lives a decent life, nobody should be bribing anybody. But privatization is the tool that they've used, like what they're doing now in Sierra Leone. All of these sectors are privatized to these foreigners. It's how they steal from us, the people. Again, we could have nationalized this. if we don't have a system, a structure in place to ensure that thievery is not a thing, it could be just as destructive as privatization as well. So this is what we're dealing with in our country. This dominance gives foreign entities significant leverage over food prices and national, food security. That is why a lot of Sierra Leoneans are going to bed hungry today. We don't have control. You would see politicians spark up and look at my farm. Hey, this is my farm. We've harvested some rice and that's it. It's done. You won't see them again. Only during political campaign. It's always a hype with their farms. Watch them. Everybody has a farm, but it's always a hype. And people are still struggling for daily food, for food to eat. We know that's a fact. So foreigners dominating our industries. It's what is actually happening. Sierra Leone rice market analysis forecast, size, trends, and insight. This is a publication that I looked at that I wanted to share with you guys. All right, let's get to our next slide here. The public purse, right? We've talked about staple food security. Now let's look at the public purse. We have to, guys. Enough is enough. Sorry about this computer here acting a fool. I'm gonna try start use a mouse. It's because I'm using my keyboard, my computer. But let me maximize this on the screen for you guys. I want you guys to see this. We're talking about the public purse. Concerns have been raised over the increasing number of lucrative government contracts awarded to foreign entities, particularly those linked to the Lebanese community. Most of the government contracts given to foreigners. This suggests that a significant portion of public spending and national projects are controlled by foreign businesses. Foreigners again, foreigners. The lack of local participation in major government procurement limits wealth circulation within the country. Exactly, for the indigenes, the nationals of the country. Because there's no local participation. So Sierra Leoneans are always left behind. We're poor. 90% of the population are poor. This is the problem that we have. That's why we have to take our country back. We have to take our country back, guys. We have to take it back. We cannot sit back and allow this to continue to happen. We cannot have a society that is dominated by foreigners in our own country where we were born. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. That's why I put this together so we can all see this. Our country is foreign-dominated economy. Our country has a foreign-dominated economy. ID cards, contract for production, Lebanese linked. Vehicle registration, contract for operations and license plate, Lebanese linked. Cement, importation and manufacturing, foreign, Lebanese, because it's a mix. Iron rods, importation and distribution, foreign, Ghanaian, Lebanese. Rice shipment, importation and trade of rice, Lebanese predominantly. Government contracts, major contract awards, foreign, Lebanese. What's wrong with Sierra Leoneans? Why can't Sierra Leoneans control these major aspects of our economy? It's the question we have to ask ourselves. That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And what happens is, when this is the case, this is what happens. The impact is socioeconomic implications. Of course, it has socioeconomic implications on our people, the indigenes of that nation. The Sierra Leoneans, born and bred, indigenous to the society in Sierra Leone. Capital flight, right? This is all we talk about. And I know Brother Reggie would love stuff like this. Because again, these Lebanese people, where do they take their money? Where do they take it? To Lebanon, not to Sierra Leone. So capital flight, right? Profits are repatriated to foreign entities, limiting reinvestment in the local economy and reducing available capital for domestic development. That is the effect of us having all of our sectors, major sectors that are money makers for us, in the hands of foreigners and not in the hands of Sierra Leoneans, indigenes of that country. Price control. Foreign entities can exert undue influence on the pricing of essential commodities, such as rice, cement, and other critical goods. This is what is actually happening. They control our economy so much to the point they control the price. Limited local capacity. Foreign dominance hinders the growth and development of indigenous Sierra Leonean businesses and entrepreneurial opportunities. Because again, these foreigners would stifle the growth of nationals of that country because they don't want them to compete. We've given them every aspect of the economy, every aspect of the country is in their hands. So they are dominating it, and they're going to make sure you don't grow if you try to raise your heads in consonance with our politicians. They would bring you down. This is the political class engaged, your members of parliament, the president, is cabinet ministers. Because again, they'll rather have foreigners excel in our country and not see Sierra Leoneans excel and do well. Because the average Sierra Leonean and African and black person, they are filled with jealousy and hate. They don't want to see the other progress. They don't want to see one another progress. The African only wants to see themselves progressing. They should be the ones everybody comes to beg for what they should eat the next day. That is the typical mindset of the Africans, slavish mindset. They don't believe in empowering their brothers and sisters of the same ethnicity and indigene. They'll rather give it to foreigners. That is what is happening. National security risk. This for me is the biggest one. Control over national identity systems and critical infrastructure contracts poses significant risk to national security and sovereignty. Fundamental problem that we have. These guys have all of our data, but they don't even value data. They don't value data. These people in power don't value data. Every one of you, or if you have an ID card, your information is in the hands of Lebanese. They have your date of birth, your name, where you were born, where you live. They have everything about you. Foreigners controlling your identity. You can be targeted. It should not be that way. We should not allow Lebanese, just like you will not, no Sierra Leonean will go to Lebanon and be in charge of producing ID cards and driver's license. No Sierra Leonean born of a woman. No, it's not going to happen. So in as much as we want to be able to mix, we all want to be able to live together amicably and peaceably, but yes, there has to be a line that should be drawn. Certain sectors within our economy should not be controlled by foreigners. That is what this is. I don't care if you are fourth generation, whatever people say and all that stuff. But these are the problems that we have. As you can see here. The impact, socioeconomic applications. It's the problem that we have. As you can see on your screen. We have to change this, guys. We have to change it. Now, that is the plan. Reclaiming our economy. As our brother would say, Reggie Cole. We have to reclaim our economy. We have to reclaim it. We've been talking about it for all these years. We have to reclaim our economy. We have to take it back. We have to take it back. This is why you have people like Ibrahim Traore. We have to be focused on a nationalistic agenda. It's about Sierra Leoneans. That's why when people are tossing and fighting all over, the American visa, I say to you, fix your countries. If you fix your countries, we don't have to worry about who's giving us visa, or who's not giving us visa, or who's not giving us green card, or who's not giving us passport. Fix your freaking countries. If you fix Sierra Leone for it to be, look, I saw a post by Francis Benkaifala. He's in America on holidays. This is the problem. This is a slap to the faces of the people in the villages. Their supporters in the southeast. These guys are flying overseas to come live that beautiful life, to see that beautiful side of life, but they're not giving the same to their people in Sierra Leone. So yes, I say to the American government, take their visas, take their passports, take everybody's, send all of us back to Africa. Let us all go finish and kill ourselves over there and fight for what belongs to us. I don't give a shit. I don't care. If we fix our countries, we have electricity, we have clean drinking water, proper sanitation, clean societies, housing is available for our people. Why would we want to worry about what America does or what any other country in Europe does to us? But because we're not focused on fixing our countries and thinking about revolutions to take over our countries so we can give our peoples, our citizens, the lives that they deserve. That's why we keep talking about visa in America or citizenship and this and all that bullshit. Who cares? That is my personal view on that. Fix your freaking countries. If Sierra Leone is fixed today, if Sierra Leone has electricity, we have clean drinking water, we have sanitation, we have hospitals, medical is taken care of. Why would I want to struggle and fight about America giving me a visa or giving me a passport or giving me a green card or whatever the nonsense we're talking about? Why should I care about that? But because we are blindsided, we are stupid, we are idiots, we have leaders that are nasty and foolish, and we the people, instead of us holding them accountable so that we can fix our countries, we are focused on talking about. I even saw my brother Edmond Abu. I have respect for him, but bullshit, man. Everything he said, bullshit. Edmond Abu is a good guy. When he comes to the United States, he calls me. I've not been able to meet with him, but he's a great guy. I like his personality. He's doing very well. But bullshit about Barabio coming to beg Trump. Let us fix our fucking country. That's what we should be focused on. Provide the basics that we need so our people don't have to travel overseas to live and see a beautiful side to life. So people like Francis Benkaifala would not travel to America and New York for holiday vacations and be posting pictures, showing off. Bullshit. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is what I wanted to present to you guys. And there's lots of areas here that I got the information. If you want to read, these are my references. So I got them from Sierra Loaded, of course, a lot of that, Sierra Leone News, Night Watch newspaper, Global Times newspaper. These are all places that I draw my references from. Government documents and official sources, of course, National Civil Registration Authority, Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, SLRSA, Ministry of Transport and Aviation. These are all places I got that information from. Ministry of Trade and Industry, of course, public discourse and civil society. Facebook groups and social media, all of that. So these are all places I got this information from. But this is what I want to talk to you guys about, because I want you all to see this and understand that we should not accept this to be, the norm. We should take back our countries. That should be the focus. And this is why I want to share this with you. It's about time us as Sierra Leoneans come together and think about that and take over our beautiful countries again. Yes. Because when you look at other countries, for example, Gabon, even Gabon, they just had like a military coup and there's been a democratic transfer of power now. But even Gabon bars foreigners from key sectors in push for economic sovereignty. You have to have economic sovereignty. But Sierra Leone, where is our economic sovereignty today? Everything is in the hands of foreigners. And then you'd hear these guys want to come here and talk a lot of slush and bullshit. Sovereignty. It's only when they are rigging elections. That's when sovereignty matters. But when it comes to us taking control of key infrastructure in our country, no, sovereignty is out the window. Look at Gabon. This article was August 14th, 2025. So you don't even, no questions asked. This was done on the 14th of August, right here. 2025. So Gabon is pushing for sovereignty. So this is the article. Let's read it together. Gabon to bar foreigners from select local economic activities. That is the same thing I would propose. That is what I would propose. That there is no way we should have foreigners in our key local economic activities. That is the proposal I'm making to you all. That's the proposal I'm making to you all. No, we should not accept it. We should not accept it. That's what Gabon is doing. And if we take over our country, we should be able to do this as well. Look at the publication. Restrictions target e-commerce, informal trades, and unlicensed services. Policy aims to boost local youth, women, and entrepreneurship. If Gabon goes ahead with this, this is the goal. So Gabon announced on Tuesday that it will bar foreigners from a range of local economic activities as part of a new policy to boost national entrepreneurship and economic sovereignty. Yes, give the power back to the people. This is what we should do in Sierra Leone. If we have liberators, we have heroes that are going to come and save that country, patriots that will take over our country. Because what is happening now, these guys in power are not nationalistic, they're not patriotic to the country. They are subservient to foreigners because they've given all of our sovereignty to foreigners. All of the basics: license, vehicle registration, cement production, iron rod, building materials, rice, government purchases and government contracts, all is in foreign hands. So yes, they're not nationalistic, they're not patriotic. If we have patriots that are going to come and take over the country, this is the focus. Take everything from foreigners. They can coexist amongst us, but no, they're not going to control our economies. We should not accept that. It shouldn't be accepted. Gabon announced on Tuesday, yes. So the move approved during a cabinet meeting on August 12 aims to reserve certain professions for the Gabonese population, particularly young people and women. The new restrictions will apply to emerging sectors such as e-commerce and other novel forms of entrepreneurship. Additionally, the government plans to regulate several informal activities which are largely dominated by foreigners. These include unauthorized money transfers, street side phone and small appliance repair, unlicensed hairdressing and aesthetic services, and informal gold mine panning. The ban also targets unregistered intermediaries in crop purchasing and the operation of small workshops or gaming machines without prior licenses. This is what we should do in Sierra Leone as well. The government said the new measures will be implemented gradually with a transition period and support from local municipalities. Gabonese entrepreneurs will receive assistance to formalize their business through simplified procedures, technical and fiscal support, and access to financing. Gabon's decision follows an intense national debate about the role of foreigners in the local economy. Critics, including some social media influencers and business leaders, have long complained about what they call unfair competition and limited opportunities for Gabonese. However, others view the policy as xenophobic. Bullshit, it's not xenophobic. It's for me, xenophobia, especially like in South Africa, when they go after foreigners and start killing them, that's different. But to have sovereignty is not xenophobic, no. To control critical sectors in our economy. Tell me what's xenophobic about me asking that Sierra Leoneans should be producing the national ID cards for Sierra Leoneans. Or at best, the government should control that. No foreigners should be controlling a national ID card production. Tell me it's xenophobic for me to say that Sierra Leoneans should be the ones in charge of vehicle registration. Tell me how is xenophobia? How is that xenophobia? Tell me. These are critical to our national security. Cement production, why should Sierra Leoneans not be in charge of that? Iron rods, why should Sierra Leoneans not control that? Rice shipment, tell me it's xenophobic for me to say Sierra Leoneans should be in charge of the importation of rice. Or we should not be even importing rice. We should be thinking about production of rice in our own country. It should be controlled by the Sierra Leonean people or the government of Sierra Leone. No foreign hands should be in there. Government purchases, contracts. Why should it be foreign nationals doing contracts on behalf of Sierra Leone? There's nothing xenophobic about that. So bullshit. Save me that nonsense. Nobody's calling for us to attack them. No. We're not even saying drive them away like, what's his name? Idi Amin of Uganda did when he drove away, I think it was the Indians or so. Nobody's saying that's what we have to do. No, we don't have to drive them away. But they cannot control key national infrastructure like the ones that they're controlling now in our country. No. So this is not the first time Gabon has tried to bolster its local economy. In June 2023, former President Ali Bongo launched two funds, a 7 billion CFA franc, which was like 12.4 million, micro loan program for entrepreneurs, and a 2 billion CFA to assist low-income Gabonese working in commerce, crafts, agriculture, fishing, and services. Excuse me. Gabon is also not the first African nation to enact such a policy. This year in July, Tanzania also did. Passed a law prohibiting foreigners from engaging in 15 small-scale commercial activities. From street, hairstyling to phone repair, Tanzanian authorities justify the law by citing the need to protect national micro entrepreneurs. But looking at this, now that I'm looking at this very well, This is not targeting the big players. This is targeting, I guess, like Africans more or less moving to these countries, because it's not targeting like the big players. It's not targeting the foreigners that are actually doing business. It's only at that small scale, so it makes them look like as if they are trying to promote just the local businesses. I'm talking big scale. A production of driver's license should not be controlled by foreigners. No way. We should not accept that. It should not be controlled by foreigners under no circumstances. It should not be controlled by foreigners. We should take our sovereignty back. We should take our country back. That's what we should do. It should not be in the hands of foreigners. Shame to these guys. Shame on all of them. They pretend as if, they care about the country, but they don't. They care about Sierra Leone. They don't. They are not nationalistic. They're not thinking about Sierra Leone. How sad is that? We cannot allow Lebanese to take over our businesses, our country. We should not allow that to happen. And that's what I wanted to present to you guys, so you guys can see that it is terrible what is happening in our country. It should not be allowed to happen. We should not accept it. It should not be allowed. So look around Sierra Leone today. See the industries that are controlled by Lebanese. What can you do as a Sierra Leonean? And also, your brother and sister, they're powerless. They're not able to do anything to them. They're Lebanese and they abuse your brother and sister, them, beat them, slap them, curse them, do whatever they want to do to them. I know that. It is happening. It happened. It happened at the country. Then they beat three sister them, rape them. They want to work for them, rape them. So I wanted to bring this to your attention, guys. We see how they treat our sisters and brothers in these foreign countries, like in Lebanon. We've seen that. And let me show some of these videos so you guys will see what I'm talking about. Because we have to speak from a place of evidence. Some of the ordeal that our brothers and sisters are going through. I don't have to show you this because you guys have seen it already. You know what it is?
They're teaching them, they're not giving them food to eat.
These are some of the stories that we have.
Them, they're not giving them food to eat.
The trainer they trainer for on away with three. Now they find the two they die.
So they are trying to run away from the place. They shoot the two die, and then they shoot her in the feet. But she's the only one that survived. She escaped. They shoot three people, two die. She's the only one that survived it.
What happened? Thank you.
No,
Appreciate it. What happened? What happened to them? Did they go to jail?
They died.
No,
the two died.
No, they died, but the people that shot.
No justice. They are killing our sisters. No justice. So we need justice now.
This is why we need justice. Some of our sisters go to work and never come back.
We don't do this to any
never come back.
in our country.
They are not paying us.
So these are the situations that we're dealing with. The injustice our sisters and brothers are facing in Lebanon.
I told the madam to take her to the office.
Now go to the office. I never for me 4 man them.
So when the madam did not take her to office, the madam called 4 guys for her.
They raped me.
All the 4 guys raped her.
They give me injection. When they give me injection, I make her for them. They begin for rape me. Now I grab
They inject her. When they inject her, then they raped her. When she woke up, she was full with blood all over her body.
They take me money in my hand, they take me phone, then beat me, then throw me that door.
They took her money, they took her phone, they beat her, and they chased her out of the house.
They make her run, I come on that door.
That's why she come out. See her now.
And even the office that bring girls, they cannot fight for any girls. They only fight for the Lebanese people.
When they go to the office,
because they pay them money, they give them money.
We have the agents.
We have agents. Which of course they know the consequences.
They will beat you. They will say you should suck their dick.
Did you know that Lebanon was like this when you came?
No.
They will tell you lies. What they were explaining to us is not what we are coming to see.
Some of us, they don't tell us that we are coming to Lebanon. Some of us, they don't tell us we are coming to Lebanon.
What
Like
they
me, they
said
told me I was
is not
going
what
to
we
Turkey.
meet. Okay?
Yes.
Even me, they said I was going to Dubai. That's what they said to me. I was going to
I'm going
Dubai.
to work in a supermarket because I was going to school. I was in the university. They told me to come here. I'm going to work in a supermarket because I have paper school documents in my country that will show that will provide documents for me because I went to school. So they told me I was going to Turkey to work in a supermarket.
Yeah, did they ruin your life? They lied to you? They
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I mean, this country.
They can never say to you that you are
When
coming
I want
to
to go home, that time I want to go home, they told me I cannot go until I give $6,000. I was here until they told me that my mom is dead. So Lebanese people, they give us a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Some of us will lose our families.
Hey, they know what the madam is doing, but they cannot fight for it because of we are black.
And we don't have somebody that fights for us.
We are black. They know that the madam they are doing is black, but they cannot fight for it because of we are black. She's run away. But why? We have Lebanese people.
All right, guys. So these are the realities that our people are going through in the hands of these foreigners. But they come to our country and they have peace. They have happiness. They prosper. So that's what I'm saying. Everything should be equitable. Let the same energy we give to them in our countries, they should give us the same energy in their countries as well. But for me, it's all about sovereignty, though. But look how they are treating our sisters, in these foreign countries, in these, Arab countries and stuff like that. I think it's wrong. And that's why I wanted to present this to you guys, so you guys can see that we have to take over our country back, man. We have to take over our country back. All right? So this is what I want to share with you guys. I'm going to leave it right here, guys. Got to run and take care of some business. But have a good, beautiful, Sunday. And we're getting ready for the week. Merry Christmas in advance. If, I'll try to make sure I do that again. But we should ask and demand that foreigners in our country should not be controlling our economy. There is no way we should allow the Lebanese to take care of our ID cards, vehicle registration, cement production, iron rod importation, rice shipment, contracts. It should not be in the hands of foreigners, Lebanese, Syrians, Indians, every foreigner, any foreigner at all. It should not be in the hands of these people. They should not be controlling our economy, controlling our sovereignty, having access to so much of our private information. It should not be. It's a national security concern. It should not be. All right? Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful one.